Are you trying to get your kids' classroom virtually ready? Coming up, I've got 5 tips to make sure you've got everything you need for a virtual classroom. Hey, what's going on, everyone? If you're new to the YouTube channel, I'm Damon Sumner, and I'm excited you're here because today we're talking about 5 things that every virtual classroom needs. Let's get started. Number 1, your kid or your children, they need a private space. They need a set-aside space that is designated for them to be successful. We know that just like when you're in the regular school, right, brick and mortar school, you're going to have a place that's specifically for themselves, that's going to have all of their belongings, that's going to have the things that they need, and nothing's different even though they're doing virtual school. So why not find a place around your home? Maybe it's the living room, maybe it's the dining room table, maybe it's the stairs, maybe it's the basement, wherever it is, depending on the age appropriateness of your kid. You want to have a space that's specifically for them. You want to have a space that they can call their own, whether you're in virtual school for 6 weeks, 9 weeks, or a whole school year. Either way, they want to have a place that they can go to, a place that they know, a place where they can find anything that they need, and a place that they really kind of feel like they can take some ownership in. Maybe you want to allow them to create some pictures, put up some picture frames, hang some art, throw some stickers down. Whatever it is, they need a space that they can call their own. The second thing that you want to have is that you want to have the schedule posted. You want to have the calendar, whether it's a whiteboard, whether it's a sheet that you printed out. Either way, you want to have a schedule that's going to be printed out for them, visible at all times. You want to have certain things on there like, when are we doing this class, right? When is snacks? Are we going to go outside, right? Different things so that they don't have to think about it. They don't have to come to you because you're probably working, and they can get a lot of their own work done independently. Now, of course, if you got some kids who may need some more hands-on, that's perfectly fine just to still practice those organizational skills. But if you do have an older kid in elementary, middle school, or of course high school, that schedule is going to be able to give them some skills that they need every day for the rest of their life, organizational skills, and especially those executive skills. Number 3 is that you really want to look into increasing the strength of your router, or maybe even getting a Wi-Fi extender. Now, depending on how large your home is, depending on how many people are using the Wi-Fi at your house, when you're talking about virtual school, when you're talking about 4 or 5 people on Zoom or on Skype or Google Meet or whatever the case may be, you know that Wi-Fi can get tough. We've all lived through it through the summer. So why not looking about strengthening the power, adding some more extension to the Wi-Fi? Shucks, maybe even look into extending it so that Wi-Fi is really strong on the back porch or maybe even the front porch as well. That way you don't have to have children running to you saying that they got dropped out of a class, and that way you can also make sure your work is getting done independent as well. Tip number 4 is really a no-brainer here, but you really want to be concerned about the fact that you want all of their supplies within reach. I'm talking about the pencils, the paper, the sticky notes, right? The contractors, whoever's still using that, the calculators, the whiteboards, the markers, the extra whiteboards, the extra pencils. Every student wants to have this at the desk so that they really don't have to move, so that they don't lose any focus or they miss out on any teaching from their teachers. So when you're really thinking about the desk setup, you want to think about, okay, are we going to need some organizational structures? Are we going to need some cups? Are we going to need some bins? Are we going to need some cubbies? These things are going to help your child be successful so that, shucks, my pencil broke, boom, I've got another one. Oh man, I need an eraser, boom, I've got another one here. This marker isn't working, boom, I got another one. Again, we're setting up our kids to be successful and as independent as possible. Tip number 5, you want to have some quality headphones. And I'll just say what I said a second ago. You probably want to have a backup case at hand as well. You want some headphones if you can, right? Look into some inexpensive noise canceling headphones. Look into some headphones that's going to have a little reach with the cord. Look into some headphones that maybe even have Bluetooth capabilities. Either way, you want some headphones that's going to be comfortable, because they're going to be wearing them often if we're being honest here, and that's going to be able to support them from being able to cast out distractions from around the home. The dog is barking. Now with these bad boys on, I can't really hear my teacher because other people are talking. Lock them in here. So when you're thinking about some headphones, make sure not only do you have a pair that's going to be comfortable, but a pair that's also going to be able to have great sound quality. And just a bonus tip here is that you want to create this space that's going to have limited to no distractions. Staying away from toys, staying away from video games, television, to be honest, even pets. When you want your kids focused in on their teachers and their classmates, you want to have a place that's really designed for them to be successful, right? So we want to think about that when we're talking about, okay, well, shucks, I want the sunlight, but them facing the window could be a distraction from everything that's happening in the street. So keep that in mind here, just as a bonus tip of, is this a place that's gonna help them have focus and attentiveness? Those are the 5 tips here, just to give some specific needs when you're talking about equipment and supplies to set your kid up to be successful with the virtual classroom. Let us know down in the comments what other things you may want to add, or even just some helpful tips as well for parents looking to set themselves up to be successful with their students. Again, please make sure you hit the bell for instant notifications, like and subscribe. I'm Damon Sumner. Thanks for checking us out. See you next time.